Okay, congrats on the win and also congrats on the personal accolades. But coming back to the team, what does this victory mean, especially sort of a statement of victory going into the qualifiers?
It's huge. It's huge. It's huge for us as a team, and it's huge for me as a senior player and for the senior players in the team to keep setting these standards for the juniors that are growing up underneath us and learning and mentoring these boys. And I think that if we carry along these lines, we will start improving and start beating better sides.
So looking at today's top order, I mean, it performed really well, very good contributions. What was the conversation going into this one? Because in the other two games, it was a little bit off from the top order.
Obviously staying nice and calm, firstly. Under Davey, we talk very little, so that we know exactly what we're going to do. We don't overcomplicate anything. We knew that the spinners were going to play a big part in this series, in the deciding game, especially bowling from either end. I think that was the most important thing in today's game, which never happened in the previous two games. We had spinners operating from both ends today, and that really did put the squeeze on them.
I saw today and the day before there seemed to be a lot more energy in the field and players were playing with a bit of anger. Was that because of the first result?
We spoke about exactly that. We spoke about being cricket tight. A lot of us are very cricket tight, or me. The guys have been playing a lot of cricket with very little rest in between, and it's very difficult for the guys physically and mentally to come through something like this and to win a series. So to get through that, and we spoke about energies big time, a lot. Just energies, leave the field empty. And that's exactly what the guys did. And following what the coaches are saying, for me, is a huge thing and a step in the right direction for the rest of the team.
How relieved are you as a professional sportsman to be out for so long on the sidelines and then coming back to a series, even miss the first game of the series, and then come back to be the man of the series?
I think I've been blessed there. I think I'm just very fortunate as an individual. I've been blessed with some talent, and the mental side of my game that I understand is something that I really do train hard on in the nets. It's very short, it's very accurate, and it's very precise in what I'm training on. I know exactly what I need to do and when I need to do it, and I know my role in the team as a senior and as a batsman, especially in the middle order there. You carry quite a lot of weight, and I think the first two games I learned a lot, because I'll be honest with you, the 77 I got in the second game, it was the difference. Not getting 100 was the difference between winning by 1 run and winning by foot. I think that is something that is extremely important for me as an individual, as somebody that is trying to show the younger guys how to win games and how to construct an innings into taking a game deep. Whereas today, we didn't get out before the 40th over. And we just batted really nicely and carried it on the run rate and rotating the strike. And we went into the last 10 overs with 8 wickets and 7 wickets in hand. And I think that's a huge thing for me. The initiative in our team is to not make the same mistakes. And today I was very happy to see those mistakes not made again.
So after Dave Houghton came in and started becoming head coach, people were really excited about the upward trajectory of Zimbabwean cricket. And then the first game happened. Your view of Netherlands cricket, the development of an associate side, maybe will you take them too lightly?
No,
before the season started?
I think they're a really good side. I think the Netherlands have got a really good side. A lot of them are from other countries which have obviously come back in and come and got their passports to play there. So it's obviously difficult because a lot of them from all over the place, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. I really do rate them highly. I think they could be any side on their day. And for me, for the game of cricket, I love the fact that these teams are starting to compete with everybody in the world. I think for the game in itself, it's a huge thing.
Right, Sean, how much the fans really came out in their numbers? How much of a factor was that for you guys, and to have that going into the qualifiers? How important?
It is massive. I think this morning, if you looked at the energies when we first started, it was quite low, and then once the crowd started to fill up, all of a sudden the team started to lift. So it's amazing how the fans actually play. They're part of the 11 that are on the field. They're literally there with us the whole time. They might not think it, but we surely do, and we feel it. We do. We feel every single word they shout and scream.
fitness-wise heading into the qualifiers?
I think for now the team is nice and confident, but I think the team is really looking forward to having a break, a nice mental break, and getting some physical work in, getting some strength back, getting back to being cricket fit again, and going home and being with their families. I think that is going to be number one on every single person's mind right now. I think no one's going to be thinking about cricket from this moment onwards.
All right, so Sean, having missed out on the other World Cup, now we're looking forward to this one. What is some of the mental process as well that's going on, thinking about how important it would be for us as Zimbabwe to get back into the thick of things when it comes to the 50 over World Cup?
It's a big one. It's huge. I think the biggest advantage that we have is that we're playing at home. We understand the pitches, we understand our fields, we know everything, so we can train accordingly, and we can train the way we want to play and play that way. And I think just having that alone mentally is a huge thing. It's massive, and just being able to train somewhere where no one else can train, I think is, it's priceless for us. And yeah, I'm truly grateful that it's back here in Zimbabwe again. I think it's really massive.
Yeah, so these games you just played, there were no points for the taking in the Super League. And I know you were not around when the team played against Ireland and won. But how important is it to be playing games and winning against these so-called smaller sides like your Irelands and Netherlands?
Winning becomes a habit, so does losing. I think we had got into that stage where losing became a habit, and now we're learning how to win. And I think if we continue to do that and continue to play along those lines, to win games of cricket and to make something out of nothing, I think is where we want to get to. We want to get to where we can beat these top teams frequently, not just once off. We want to be able to walk out there knowing that people are like, hey, the Zimbabweans are here. We here to play. We will beat you. We're not coming to. And I think that's when we rock up at the ground, we rock up to win. We don't rock up to lose.
Mine are three quick questions. First of all, the drop catches, are those a worry, or is it like what you talked about, the cricket tired? And secondly, you kept getting attention to your finger. Is there anything to worry about there? And then thirdly, Western Medivh coming back to form, getting runs and taking wickets. How important is that?
I'm going to start with West because that makes me smile. I think that is huge. I think he's an immensely talented kid, and he's such a competitor. He's a fierce competitor, and for me, he's a match winner. I think if you look in the domestic leagues and see what he's done for the Mashonaland Eagles, I think is unbelievable. Not many people his age actually are capable of doing that. And having him come in yesterday where he hasn't been bowled that much or at all, in the previous games for Zimbabwe where we felt we have underutilized him, look at what he can do. I think that is massive for him, and it is huge for us as a team because now he's growing in confidence not only with the ball but with the bat, and I look forward to what he can bring. And then with the catches, I would genuinely say it is cricket tied, 100%. I don't want to bring out excuses because out there in the game, we're only there for a certain amount of time, so we need to leave empty. But yeah, the guys have been playing, in particular Raz. Raz has been playing a lot of cricket, and the guy's tired, and we put a lot of weight on his shoulders. And it's nice now for him because we're starting to spread that load. And spreading that load is a lot easier when you play a game and you win. It's so nice because everybody's contributed and it's just all round smiles. And I think that is huge. And in the change room, guys are commending each other for lots of things. And then going to my finger, it is what it is. I did break it, I broke it badly. I was supposed to have an operation and have 2 pins put in, which I chose against because the pins were supposed to be in for 6 to 12 months. And that would have put the World Cup in jeopardy. I chose against that to play in the World Cup. So this is actually my fault that it's still sore, no one else's. But I'll be fine. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just purely maybe taking out 1 or 2 minute batterings. Maybe if I'd been back for so long, maybe I would be fine. But I seem to like playing through pain for some reason. I seem to do my best there, but I think I'll be fine with this little break coming up. Thank you for asking.